if you want to become a chef and you don't have it here, you don't have the heart on the right place. You have to put everything into it, because what we put on the plate is passion, it's life, it's, and you feel it. The key thing is that we meet and bring different cultures together and learn from each other. Indian food outside is getting bigger and bigger because more good professional Indian chefs are going out now.
Welcome to Indusfood Elite. I'm your host, Ruchira Sharma. On this show, we will be featuring key voices from the food fraternity across the world. And today, I have with me a very special guest, Mr. Uwe Micheel, AVP, World Chef Association, to tell us about the biggest food trends in the business. All right, so tell me, how do you look at the way chefs are changing in terms of their perception, in terms of their skills? They're no longer just about the kitchen and what they do with the kitchen. It's much more. So how do you view it?
Well, there's two different things we need to see. Number one is equipment technology in the kitchen, which has obviously changed a lot. Then also the food trends have changed, and the people itself, the young generation now, they are very different to my generation. They see the whole thing, the work very different. Everything has to be much faster than it used to be, and for me, still my generation, good food needs time.
Yes.
And you need patience, you need time to cook it. And for a lot of the young guys now, it can't be fast enough. So when we talk to them about slow cooking,
They want everything instant.
It's a challenge.
But it is in the taste comes through that slow cooking, right?
Yes.
That World Chef Association is a global voice, that's shaping culinary standards. It's literally shaping the future of food. So what do you think is the key contribution when it comes to giving skills to younger chefs?
I think the key is that we take the time, and the first thing is to motivate the young chefs, because we had a challenge now in almost all over the world that young guys, not enough young guys wants to come to the kitchen, because we know the salaries is not the greatest when you're young.
Start out.
The working hours are not nice at all.
Never ending.
So that's why I always say, if you're not a chef, if you want to become a chef and you don't have it here, you don't have the heart on the right place, better become a plumber or car mechanic or something else. But do not become a chef, because you have to put everything into it, because what we put on the plate is passion, it's life, it's, and you feel it. You feel it if you have somebody in the kitchen who does it because he needs to make money, he has a job, or he cooks because he loves it. Why do we say the best food in the world? Everybody says the best food in the world is my mother's food.
Yes, because of the mother's love.
Because of the heart.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that in India, we say that the best food is always what has been given by your mother, even if it's not the best.
It's very true. It's everywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
And to come back to the second part of your question, the key thing is that we meet and bring different cultures together and learn from each other. So because through the traveling, like what we do through Worldchefs also now, through the competitions, because for me the big international competitions is a perfect place to learn for the guys. Because first, before they go there, they learn, they study, they go on internet and study things. Then they go there and books. They get feedback from the senior chefs. They get feedback from their peers. So it's a perfect way to learn.
What do you think, is the consumer behavior that you've been seeing across the world? Because like you were telling me earlier, you travel to different places, you judge so many young chefs. So what has changed over the years, and what are the big trends that you forecast for the next 5 years?
I think the biggest difference is the timing. When I look at my son, he doesn't take the time to go shopping. For me, the first part, the important part already before you start cooking, is to get the ingredients for it. And the young generation, they don't gonna shop. They order the things on the internet, and then they look at the recipe and put it together. And when they go in a restaurant, they don't want to wait 20 minutes, half an hour. They want to be out of the restaurant in half an hour. So I think this is the biggest things where we have to adjust, that to do faster stuff, but still it's very tasteful, still good, but things have to be much faster. And the value also, it's the big trend is also that the expensive restaurants are stagnating a lot now. Number one, because of the gas, because it's not enough people are ready to spend that amount of money, and also the time from the gas, and also the amount of staff, the amount of professionals what we have to work in it.
But do you feel, when it comes to the next decade in the food and hospitality industry, things are going to change rapidly because the whole sector is evolving tremendously?
I don't think rapidly. I think it will. You see, certain trends come and go, like
Like the plant-based diet,
plant-based,
organic diet.
non-deep burger. They're almost gone. You know, they were flying in no time. And I still believe that for the future, we will need to work with this kind of food, because the farmland is getting smaller and the population of people is growing. So somehow we have to feed them. So I do believe we will need this plant-based stuff. Don't ask me personally to eat it. No, I do not enjoy it. If I want to have vegetarian dish, I will cook a whole piece of cauliflowers. You know, stick it in a tandoor or whatever, and have it like this, because this is real food. And I think this is also the biggest trend which is coming now. The people will go back to basics. You know, if you want to
Going back to the root.
you want to eat chicken, you eat chicken, and not 100 spices around it. You know, you don't need more than 3-4 spices.
True. I totally believe that. Otherwise, it gets drowned.
Yeah, because one spice will kill the other.
Yes.
You know, use the basics, use the right amount of salt and pepper, then
And just human flavor.
turmeric, ginger. Like I have always in my fridges, always onion, ginger, garlic.
Absolutely.
And this is the base for, if I do Indian food, German food, whatever I do, it's the same base, because this is where you get the base flavor for. Indian food outside is getting bigger and bigger, because more good professional Indian chefs are going out now. I use always as an example. I had an Indian restaurant near my area in Germany where I was a few years ago, and it had nothing to do with Indian food. They called it Indian restaurant, but
It was like it.
and the guys, they couldn't cook. But they thought because they're Indian, they opened an Indian restaurant.
And it worked.
But it was not, and it didn't survive.
Because people know it, but
So, and now there's more good professionals going out. It's more easier also to get working visas for Indian chefs in many countries, which was in some of them was impossible before. Now it's easier. So all this helps.
where do you see the biggest opportunities or the strongest, collaborations for Indian chefs, food producers, or, in the international culinary world?
I think that the base is to have the proper training in India, to have a good education, to build, train good chefs here, and then the chefs will be the ambassadors. The chefs will take their food, because if an Indian chef goes to Germany, he wants to have his basic Indian ingredient. If you want to do good Indian food, you need to have at least some of the spices need to be from here. Okay, chicken you can use from anywhere. Potatoes you can use from anywhere. Even with potatoes, people will discuss, because they are very different. Because of the ground where they grow is very, very different. But yes, the chefs have to become the ambassadors for Indian food and Indian ingredients.
Yes, they are the connectors of agriculture and economies, commerce. Yes. So just before we wrap up, here at Indusfood, it is a global B2B platform connecting chefs from across the world. So what do you think makes this kind of a platform critical for the future of global food chefs?
I think it's very, very important that the chefs are involved. The chefs like the seminars, and then what we do here, what is that, like that's why I can hear. And I think this is very important, to meet each other, to learn from each other every day. And I think this is, like, I didn't know before how big Indusfood is.
All right.
So I would have never expected the size, what is there. And I learned this morning that there's 126 countries here to exhibit. So I think that says it all, that it works. The machine is rolling.
So we have multiple people from, diverse countries. But just before we wrap up, what is your advice to young chefs and food leaders who are looking towards you, to become like you and embody your journey?
Learn, train, learn and train. And if somebody pushes you down because you make mistakes, remember, every time you get up, you get stronger. And never give up. And never lose respect from the food. Of course, from people, this is natural. We should respect each other's cultures. But you have to respect the food if you want to be successful. You need to treat the food and the equipment what you use with respect also.
Definitely. And food is about memories, emotions. It just brings so much together.
As you said earlier on, food is meant in bringing people together.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. It was great having you here with us.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Bye.